Good morning. So I just recorded this whole video and my sound did not work on my recording, so I'm doing a voiceover. So bear with me. We are going to do a morning flow together. And what I'm saying here as I'm on my mat is how I start my mornings. And every day I try to get up and I do a mindful meditation. I usually find a guided meditation through Insight Timer or through Deepak and Oprah. I really like Insight Timer for my guided meditations. It's a free app, just as the Calm app that you could do. So I'm on my beautiful porch. It's a rainy-ish day, but the birds are out chirping, and I'm just appreciative and the most energetic in my soul in the mornings. I love my coffee. I love my little time with Tilly, and I love that no one is awake in the morning. I savor this time, and I never want it to end at times. I want it to stay because this is when I feel the most grounded, the most connected to my soul, my spirit, knowing God's goodness is there in abundance, and that I am a child of God. I find this time of day to be really important to get grounded. So without fail, every day of quarantine, I have started with a meditation practice. Having this puppy has been another amazing blessing for my life. The realization of the present moment through a little furry friend is amazing. I was sharing with my kids the other day that the word dog is God spelled backwards, and how amazing a dog is to bring us back into the awareness of the present and to the love, as the dog and the pup or the animal always returns to love, to giving us love. So I am just in so much gratitude for my little furry friend, and noticing how having this little companion has made me feel so much happier. I think because it's grounding me to what's really important, and that is relationships. The relationships to the Creator, to my spirit, which the God above, the world of that nature that reminds us of a higher power, right? So that connection in this fullest form in this spring with everything blooming. And then that brings me to myself. When I'm connected to my soul, my spirit, I'm connected to myself, my authentic self, who I want to energetically show up as. And then that allows me to really be present and mindful of the relationships that are most valuable to me. And I want to give my love and my light. And that's why those relationships so far on the Zoom have been amazing, as far as seeing people I don't normally get to see, and practicing yoga even with people that are local more often. And feels really nice to share something that I find that gives me hope and gives me peace, getting on the mat and sharing it with a practice and with you has really made a tremendous difference in my life. So thank you. This has also helped me to build my YouTube channel and have a library, which is awesome to give to you, and awesome for me to go back and see my improvements and see what flows I've done. I try to write them down, but very often I write them down in various notebooks and they're not organized. I need to organize a little bit better, and there's no better time than right now. However, I'm not finding this time to be super beneficial in my life as far as tidying up things. It's been more of an opening and a spirit awakening for myself, and a time to build content for what I love most dear, and my passion, and I feel like my God-given purpose, building this holistic aim, where this will lead me. developing content for courses and thinking about future retreats that I hope to engage in, especially in this Tahoe one coming up. So we're shifting a little bit and things are opening more. Hopefully this doesn't create a downward spiral of more quarantine. Very well could. But I'm not going to worry and think about the future because I don't know the future, and thinking about the future only will give me anxiety. So I moved my journal aside. That is another thing I try to do. Probably not every day, but a lot of days I write in my journal. Sometimes I write emotions of fear to process so I can come out on the other side. So let's find a little flow now, and we're going to get ready to sink into child's pose if that's okay for you. If it's not, find yourself on your back and just give a hug in with your knees. So I've got my furry friend here, and she likes to be out on the porch with me practicing. She's kind of in a playful mood as she's tearing up my yoga mat, but surrender into the mat. One of my prayers the last few days has been the serenity prayer. So I will say this with you, and I want you to come back to this throughout your day. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Grant me the things to accept that I cannot change. Accept what we're in right now. We cannot change. We can only help by wearing our masks and social distancing and doing the best that we can to stay grounded in our families and make those home-cooked meals and delight together around the table, to lick the icing and to find the goodness and just be right here with yourself. Courage to change what you can change. So giving yourself the courage to change yourself, working on that inner you, right? The way out is in. Going there, finding the points of fear and processing them if you need to do that right now. Reminding yourself every day that the way out is in. So just coming back to this serenity prayer throughout your day, maybe even posting it on your refrigerator, somewhere you can see it. So just massage that third eye and find the gratitude for the Mother Nature that we have right here, this earth that we're taking care of because of quarantine, because of the emissions we are not putting out into the atmosphere, the pollution that we're not creating. Find the appreciation for the springtime, for everything in bloom. Reminding yourself you're in bloom too. And coming into our tabletop position is where we're going to go to next. So maybe you find a shift of your hips as we move our bodies, and eventually we'll make our way up to our tabletop position. So we'll inhale, looking up, and exhale, round your spine. Finding a little movement, bending your elbows as you inhale and look up. Exhale, rounding your spine out. Finding this on your own breath. Inhales are always looking up and reaching up. Exhales, looking down, rounding out. Just continue a couple more. Breathing, closing your eyes. Softening your jaw, becoming aware of your breath. Then we'll push our hips up to downward facing dog, our first one. Notice your body and how it feels. Pedal it out and shift your body, releasing your neck in between the arms. And we can take a shift, windshield wiper our heels to the left and to the right, finding a little dance and a little movement in our downward dog as we're breathing that Ujjayi breath. Maybe a bend in your knees as you shift those hips around, finding that motion. Practicing in your pajamas is a lovely way to practice. You don't have to get in any fancy outfit. Having your little furry friend around is fun too, although she's ready to play. So pushing back into downward dog. We'll come into our sun salutation. So finding your way to the top of the mat, we'll take an inhale, half lift, and exhale. We'll forward fold and release down to the ground, hugging in your knees. Bend and place your hands behind your knees and relax your chest on your thighs. Let your head go. And then we'll inhale and we'll come up all the way to the top, reaching your arms high above. And we'll pull gently to one side, so pulling to your right. And then pulling over to the other side, coming through the middle and pulling to your left side, finding a gentle side bend. And you reach up and find a gentle heart opener. Bring your hands to your heart. Find a mantra for your day. Maybe it's hope. Maybe it's fun and play. Maybe it's brave. Maybe it's gratitude for something specific. Just come back to a word and notice how that can change your mental clarity and your mental thoughts. Always delight in gratitude, especially for showing up to take care of you. Sometimes it's really hard to find the time on the mat. That's why I'm wearing my pajamas today, just to make it more approachable to get to the mat, accessible. You can do it in your pajamas. And then letting it go, letting your hands go to the ground. Forward fold, which will bring us into our inhale as we half lift, straight spine, weights on the ball of the toes. Exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet back, coming into the first plank position, root down, pushing up through the fingers. Steadying your body right here, drawing in the core strength, noticing the power of the core as we come here, right? When we activate that core strength, we tell our mind to stay right here in the present and root down to our practice, to the breath, letting the thoughts go. So we'll take a few knee taps to really draw in that core strength. So touching right to right and left to left, finding your own breath. Just moving slowly, not too fast, especially if it's the morning for you. And then coming down, shifting your hips from one side to the other, noticing your body, what you need, taking any emotions for your own body. And we'll bring our knees down. We'll find our 3 or 4 push-ups with our knees down. Push-ups are one of the strongest exercises we can do to really draw in our strength, to develop great muscle tone. Try to build some in every yoga practice that I do, even if it is on my knees, slowly moving. I can always bring it to my toes if I'm feeling more energy. And I can bring my knees closer to my hands if it's too hard, having that wheelbarrow kind of knee position. And then coming to downward dog and pedaling it out, resetting, perhaps taking a large inhale through your nose and opening your mouth, sighing it out, letting it go. And we'll come into some more sun salutations together. So we'll bring our right leg and our left, and we'll lift up halfway, inhaling, exhaling, letting it go. Forward fold, inhale, rise to the top. Gently we'll pull to the side, maybe a little back bend, pulling to your right and your left side, giving yourself a side bend. And then exhaling, coming all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Weights on the balls of your feet. Shifting that weight a little bit forward. Exhaling, going down. Plant your hands, walk your feet back. Plank pose, top of a push-up. And we'll come down, finding your knees down first, and then your chest and chin. And lift up, baby cobra. You can take your hands wide here and find your seal pose. So pushing up, rooting down on the fingertips and coming back down, pushing up, inhaling, exhaling, coming back down. And then bring your arms closer together, coming to your knees, rolling over your toes, downward facing dog. Pedaling it out. And we'll take one more sun salutation together. So we'll find a float to the top if you want. So bend your knees and float very softly. Hop, half lift. Inhaling, exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Hands go down, root down, rising up. Pulling to your right side. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, left side. And then coming through the middle, maybe a gentle back bend. Open your heart. Spread your arms, cactus them out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, planting your hands, finding a float to the back. And then finding that core strength. Maybe you stay right with me here. Putting your knees down is just fine. We'll find some push-ups as we go down and up together. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhaling, inhaling up. And then we'll take our hold and plank pose. And we'll come all the way down. Chaturanga, so you can come on the tops of your toes, planting the palms of your hands, really looking up, shoulders away from your face, upward facing dog. We'll exhale, send our hips up, pedaling it out, inhaling and exhaling. We'll come onto a float to the top, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising to the top. One breath, one movement. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, planting your hands down, floating to the back, top of a push-up. 3 of them. 1. Push-ups. 2. 3. Coming up. Plank pose, coming all the way down. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward dog. Pedal it out, take what you need, perhaps a big inhale and exhale through your mouth. And then we'll take our first flow together. So lifting your right leg is where we're going, lifting your right leg high to the sky. When you're ready, we'll find the momentum as we shift our weight forward for a right knee tap towards the right outside elbow. And then lift it up again, finding that shift up towards that 3 limb, and then we'll exhale, find that momentum, and come to the lunge, placing the back knee down, inhaling, crescent lunge, so low, crescent lunge, rising the arms up. Finding that breath, noticing your shoulders to be relaxed away from your face. And then we'll take our arms, spread them wide, cactus them out, inhale, rise up. Taking our right hand on our hip and shifting to a side bend, reaching over to the right. Inhale through the center, open up your chest, reaching up your arms up to the sky. Find your left arm, reach for the side bend. And then inhale, coming up through the center, reaching up. Exhaling, we're going into our dragonfly twist or revolved crescent lunge. So rooting down in the back leg on the ball of the foot, opening up the right arm towards the sky, looking up, dragonfly twist. From here, we're going to come into a big energetic move. So we're going to come to a peaceful or reversed warrior. So we'll spin on the back heel and we'll open up and really tip that right arm back as we look up. Reverse your warrior, and then exhale, cartwheel it down, kind of taking your own way to downward facing dog, taking that vinyasa if that's serving you today. So chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, pedaling it out, noticing your body, lifting the left leg high to the sky, finding that momentum as you carry that, shifting that weight, lifting the left leg high to the sky, and then bringing it all the way out and down in between those arms, rooting down that back knee, inhaling, lifting up those arms, breathing, opening up your chest, expanding, finding that gentle heart opener, placing those fingers behind your back, lifting up your neck, looking up towards the sky. Gentle back bend. Exhale, inhale, reach up, exhale, coming down, dragonfly revolved crescent. Left arm opens up towards the sky, root down on the back ball of your foot. Look up. Breathe, knowing we're going to that big movement, going to that peaceful warrior next as we spin on the heel of our foot, anchoring that down, opening up your arms. We'll find that peaceful warrior as our next pose, breathing into it. Find that big expansion and that big movement. So looking down, shifting, opening up, reversing that arm, that left arm towards the sky. Yes. Breathing. And then cartwheel those arms all the way down. Taking your vinyasa, or maybe just pushing right to downward facing dog. Sighing it out, breathing. So we're going to try something else. We'll take a walk with our hands to our feet. So we'll come, our right leg is lifting high in three-limb down dog, and then we're walking with our hands all the way back to standing splits. Letting your head go, maybe hugging in towards that straight supportive leg. Standing splits. You don't have to lift a high amount. And we're coming into a one-legged chair next, so find your focus, your drishti, and cross your right leg over that left, noticing the hips opening up, and then bring your hands to your heart, or you can reach them above your head, putting the weight more in your booty, finding the balance back there. One-legged chair. Breathing into this, and then rising up, reaching up, expand your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let your hands plant, walk them back out. Find your plank pose first, and then we'll shift back into downward facing dog, or you could take your vinyasa to get there. However you want to go with your body. Taking a vinyasa if you want, and then meeting me back in downward facing dog. Taking our left leg high to the sky, three-limb down dog. Remember, we'll take that walk with our hands, finding that standing splits. So steady your gaze, coming all the way to standing splits. Let your head hang. Reach that leg straighter than I am, or maybe a little lower. Standing splits, and then bringing it to that one-legged chair, bringing the left leg, crossing it over, finding your hands to be in prayer position, shifting your balance into your booty. There's more support there. Maybe you expand your arms up to the sky as you stand up, coming up, straight up, reaching up, and then we'll exhale. Bring your arms behind your back, clasping for that shoulder stretch and the heart open as you fall into forward fold. Feeling this really nice stretch for your shoulders. And then unclasp your hands, Coming into half lift, straight spine, weight rotates to the ball of the feet. And then exhale, coming all the way to a yogi squat, shifting your elbows, pushing them into the knees. And we'll find a seat on the mat. We're coming to boat pose. So find your way. You can have your hands support you, or you reach your arms straight, balancing on those sit bones. Breathing into this. And then we'll come all the way down to the mat. We're going to do a paintbrush motion with our legs. So you can have your hands tucked under your bottom, or you can just have them out to the side. So we're going to point and paint the sky, and then we'll flex those feet as we go down, feeling like you're really moving slow brush strokes of it, like a paintbrush in a canvas. What could you be painting in your life right now? Maybe imagining somewhere you want to go to. The next vacation. I'm imagining going to Tahoe for my retreat, or our retreat, coming up in July, hoping that we still get to take hold and go and experience all the awesomeness of retreats, the connection, and the beautiful location. Just visualizing in your mind and going to that retreat spot for you. And then finally, we'll get a couple more in and let it go down when you're ready to complete this. So maybe 3 more. And bringing it down when you're ready. We'll place our feet onto the mat. We're coming into a bridge pose, and as we bridge up with our hips, we'll lift one arm at a time. We'll start with our right arm. So our hips will lift up, and our right arm will also lift up to the sky and then over above our head. And then we'll exhale, we'll bring it down. We'll shift to our left inhale, reaching that left arm, exhaling, coming down. Inhaling, shifting sides. Couple more at your own breath. And then we'll take it one more on each side. Right arm, left arm, inhale, lengthen it long, coming down, placing your hips on the mat. Now we'll take both arms, lifting both arms, lifting those hips on the inhale, exhale, bringing it down. Inhale, lifting both arms, exhale, bringing it down. Inhale, lifting, exhale, bringing it down. Inhale, shifting up. Exhale, bringing it down. And if you want to do a full wheel, depending when you're practicing, full wheel is a back bend. You can do that. I'm not ready for that. I'm just going to lift my hips high to the sky on my tippy toes, clasp my hands underneath my back, really roll my shoulders under my heart area, under the back, and breathe and feel the strength of my glutes as I lift my hips a little higher. As I inhale and exhale, and gently going down, landing it, shifting your knees from one side to the next, noticing what you might need in your practice as we close. I'm just going to come to a spinal twist, turning my head to the opposite direction, and I'll shift to the other way, spinal twist. And as we close our practice right now, you could add in a shoulder stand or happy baby and stay here in Shavasana. Maybe 10 minutes is what I like to say. I'm going to close and just meet me in that meditative spot, crisscrossing your legs and bringing your hands in a prayer position underneath your chin, right in front of your heart. Rooting down in gratitude for showing up on your mat and breathing in. We'll inhale and we'll exhale out through our mouth, completely letting it go, closing your eyes, and just be present to your own knowing, to God's wisdom in your life. Trying not to change the things you can't. focusing on that inner work right now, being here in the moment, finding that present awareness, noticing your thoughts, coming back to the present, finding the love and the light, delighting in the goodness all around, all the people doing the amazing things to help our world right now. In gratitude and love, I bow down and I reach out, wishing I could be in physical presence, but for now, I bow my head lovingly to you, offering my love and my light. Namaste.